BookTube. I am back from the library. So I thought I would just come on as my day is ending and shoot a library haul video quickly. I couldn't do it while I was still in the car because I went to the library at lunchtime. And uh-oh, Took, no, don't scratch this chair. Okay, we have the Tookster with me. Who knows what kind of adventures Took will get up to. Who knows? You've been sleeping all day, full of vim and vigor. Ah! Okay. I gotta get back to work. All right. Meaning this video, not work. Okay. So when I was in the library to pick up my hold, I stumbled on, or I didn't stumble on, but this caught my eye. It was in new fiction. It's called The Bloater by Rosemary Tonks. It was in new fiction, and yet this is a book that's been republished, which is why it's new. So, Suki, here, I'm gonna put my books up here so you don't attack me. I'm gonna attack these books here, okay? Yeah, so republished by New Directions. I love the New Directions books. And I heard about this story on the podcast, Backlisted. The Backlisted podcast, one of my favorites. Rosemary Tonks was born in 1928. She died in 2014. British writer, poet. And so she's written these novels, like 6 novels. This is one of her most famous. And it says, Min works at the BBC as a sound engineer, but her husband George is so invisible that she accidentally turns the lights off when he's still in the room. Luckily, she has her friends and lovers to distract her. Life boils down to sex appeal. And of late, she's been courted by an internationally renowned opera singer whom she refers to as the Bloater, a swelled, salted herring. And then later, it says there's a blurb on here from who is it? Where did I see this? Oh yeah, Rosemary Tonks is a writer who gets her claws into the reader with all the joys of a cat toying with a mouse. I know I'm gonna love this book. It's short, right up my alley. That is definitely a winner. Then I did get Boulder by Eva Baltazar. That is one of the Booker Prize International Prize. Booker International Prize long list 2023. And oh, this is so exciting. I got the guest lecture by Martin Riker. I've been waiting for this. It's a new book. This might be his first novel. And this is about a woman who's going to give a lecture the next day. She's been invited to give a lecture, I don't know, at a university probably, about the famed economist John Maynard Keynes. She feels like she's terribly underprepared, and she's in a hotel room sleeping with her husband, and her daughter is in the middle. And this book takes place all in one night, I think, in her head. And she's going through and the speech she's about to give, or the talk, and then her mind just won't shut off. This just has me written all over it. So I'm really excited to start that. Then Booker International Prize long list. This is the other book that I got in from that long list, called A System So Magnificent It Is Blinding. This is the story about the triplets who were born in 1989, and then they go their separate ways. Sebastian, Clara, and Matilda. And then they're called back by their mother. Their mother calls frantically. She's worried because their father has disappeared. So family saga, It is a chunkster of a book. I will dig in and see if it catches my mood and my attention, but lovely cover. I just think this is a stunning, stunning cover. What do you think, Took? Pretty cool, huh? And then the last one is something I've been waiting on, Eleanor Catton's Burnham Wood. I'm pronouncing it Catton because I'm hearing everyone pronounce it Catton. She is the author that some years ago, maybe 10 years ago or so, wrote The Luminaries, and she won a Booker Prize for it, and she was only 28. This is the long-awaited next book. Burnham Wood, as probably all of you know, is a reference to, or reference from, Macbeth. There's a line in Macbeth, she actually uses it at the beginning of the book, which is pretty cool. I didn't actually know this until recently, the name of the book, Burnham Wood. So just paraphrasing, I think this is a witch that speaks this line. Macbeth shall never vanquished be until great Burnham Wood to high Dunsinane Hill shall come against him. And then Macbeth says, that will never be. Who can impress the forest, bid the tree, unfix his earthbound root? So the witch is giving him a warning that, that is metaphorical, to watch out. And Macbeth is saying, I'm not afraid of a bunch of trees. They can't attack me. And apparently he is defeated. Spoiler alert for anybody that doesn't know Macbeth. So this is about, Burnham Wood is about a what is called a guerrilla gardening group. That's how it's described in the flap. And a guerrilla gardening group that likes to plant crops in areas that nobody's paying attention to. And it's run by a woman named Myrna. And she has identified this piece of land in New Zealand. This is where it takes place. Eleanor Catton is Canadian, but she lives now in New Zealand. And she's identified this piece of land. She goes to start planting crops there. And as it turns out, the land has been sold to a billionaire American. They run into each other on this land, and it is apparent that even though they're on opposite political sides, they might have a common enemy. I don't know what that means. I'm going to find out. Eleanor Catton, I've not read her before, but in the Luminaries, she is known, because of the Luminaries, she's known to really develop her characters fully and in an interesting way and in a realistic way. And she had a cast of characters in the Luminaries, so I'm expecting quite a few characters here. So we will see. I have read a couple pages already, and it's very interesting. I am eager to dip in. So I will definitely be reading, no question, these two short, I'll call them novellas. This will be a strong contender to catch my attention. Jury is going to still be out on this one since it's so long. We'll see what happens. Usually in large books like this, like Demon Copperhead, and then the other large book I've read recently was Yanagihara's story. Is it To Paradise, From Paradise? Oh my gosh, I'm completely forgetting. That was a big book, but boy, did it capture my attention. And then this. So that is it. Me and Suki, done. Ready to start the weekend, and let me know about, especially about some of these books that I haven't mentioned before, these, and these two, since I haven't mentioned them, if you've read them and whether you've liked them or not. If you know Rosemary, what is her name? Rosemary Tonks. Let me know, comment below, and Took and I say have a good weekend.